Hello, my friends. I'm Andrea. Greetings from Berlin, and I would like to talk to you about the next week, which is already going into the end, almost the end of February. And yes, I have the bull with me. It is a bullish trend, we can say, and stay tuned until the end for some nitty-gritty details about BTC. I will give you some hints, so let's dive into it. So we talk about February 19th, February 25th to be exact, but we need to see this in a bigger spectrum, so to speak, because we already had some signs last week, so we see the bullish movement. And the image or the synthesis of the week, I think it will be potentially another local peak. I will talk about it later in detail. And this is also the round full moon that we will have in the tropical Virgo on the 24th, and in sidereal it is Leo. We will dive into it as well. And in terms of aspects, I will go a little bit differently this time because we don't have that many, but this doesn't mean that it's not an important week. So first of all, we do have Venus in the spotlight. And this is very important for us because Venus is connected to cryptocurrency and currency, as we know. And yes, it's about love as well. We know that. And this energy is quite strong and dominates the whole week with two long-term aspects. Long-term for the week, they don't happen exactly only on the day, because I see that this is the expectation. But again, if it would be all the time like this, then we astrologers would be gods. So you can see here the whole week. And weather, we talk about the weather forecast. We have on the 22nd a Mars-Venus conjunction. This is very passionate in general, but for markets, it's volatile. So it will introduce volatility. It's rather down, but this would be bumps on a big way up, I would say, because the overall trend is bullish. Still, be cautious on the 22nd and 23rd. There are weekdays. So on the 23rd, we do have a red fire. And yes, on Tuesday, we will have a green fire. So it will be volatility, especially in the beginning and in the end of the week. Now, how do we really finish the week? So the aspect that is again involving Venus, it's a Venus-Jupiter square. This is much more long-term. I would say it's a tension between, beliefs. It would be like a tug of war between the bulls and the bears. This is a way you could interpret it. It's more negative, but it's low intensity. So you see one cloud, and on that day, we will have also volatility upwards, as we see a green fire, although it's a weekend. So this week is also special because we have 3 fires. Usually you notice 2 fires in a week, and we have 2 green fires. So take note of that. And also the fact that 25th is a weekend, so this means that it's likely to be felt on the next Monday. Now, I would like to tell you that I got a, question. What is the difference between the weather forecast and the financial asset itself, like BTC, and why don't we get the whole picture? So sometimes what you see in the weather forecast is different. Sometimes it converts with BTC because this might be, your main target for the crypto. And I would like to briefly go into a analogy here so that it's in general clear for people. So we do have the weather forecast, and we have three types of good weather and bad weather. So I try to do it based on astrological intensity. So now this is what you get in this calendar. What you don't get, so what is on the financial asset itself, is the fashion style. So for example, on a rainy day, if BTC is dressed up like this, for example, then it would be a very good outfit, and overall it would be well. So the result with BTC would be good. Then if it's on the other way around, so it's hot, it's like a knot. If we have these warm clothes on a very hot day, then BTC would sweat, so it's not good. And this is what you get, the fashion style. So the weather, you get the weather. So what can happen is that you would have the other way around, for example. So if you have a very good weather, so to speak, and it's hot outside and you get this, summerly outfit, then the overall situation with BTC would run well. On the other hand, if it's rainy, cloudy, and it's a cold day, this would be a disaster. So what I'm trying to say is that the weather calendar would give you half of the picture. So basically, can we beat the weather? Not really. So this is the idea. This would really give you a barometer, because even if things are very intensified on the BTC side, let's say super good aspect, and the weather is bad, still this will be diminished in some way. Either it would be a drop in between that would really decelerate the whole growth, or it will be a way up, but with many bumps, so to speak. So this is what I wanted to share to clarify why this doesn't match at all times. Sometimes it's quite coordinated, and BTC would really be very fashionable, so to speak, with the weather, and sometimes this is not the case. So now, this being said, I would like to talk to you about the full moon in the tropical Virgo, sidereal Leo. So let's dive into details. The full moon happens on the 24th of February in the tropical sign of Virgo. It is one in the row of, 5-degree full moons, if you notice that. And we do have this chart, North Indian style, set up for London. So ignore the ascendant. If you live somewhere else, this will be different. But we want to focus on the signs, the planets and the aspects between them. So as always, I prefer the sidereal for mundane analysis of events, so to speak. So we will talk about the effect of the full moon on the markets in general. And what do we see here? So first of all, the full moon, I would say, happens in the mid of the day. This also tells something, because it's, in a way, for me, the power is lost, because it happens on, UTC time zone 12:30, which is midday, and on the midday, basically, the sun is the strongest. So there is this energy, at least in the northern hemisphere, where the effect could be somehow mixed, I would say, because you bring a night energy into a day energy. We do have here the sun and the moon always opposite at 11 and 11, so 11 degrees, 11 minutes on the axis Leo Aquarius. The nakshatras are Maga, so on the Leo side, and Shatabishak on the Sun side. And let's see what is their significance. For sure, Maga would really point towards authorities. So it will be a very important time in the next weeks to finish some regulation, some, rules for applying crypto, for example. We can see the Mars and Venus also in Capricorn, which is also the sign of regulation, the sign of Saturn, the sign of hierarchy and of rules. So it will be even more structure put on this. Some things about ETFs would be possibly evolved in the next 2 weeks, especially, and we will see some news there. The same thing is also seen from the company from the sun. We see here Sun together with Saturn and Mercury. Mercury's markets, Saturn would really bring again this regulation, this structure, so a more restrictive influence. So we put some structure on markets, in other words, and the drivers would be the innovation, because it's still Aquarius, but it will be also rules and regulation. And at the same time, the Sun, which is also the rulership, so to speak, would really have some topics to disseminate still that are unknown, they are hidden, they are not communicated yet, could be, because Shatabishak is a closed circle. So it's like not all people have access to the information. So it's something that is still debated and it will be revealed later. This is what the astrology suggests. And Mars together with Venus brings passion and volatility. And yes, passion in relationships, but passion also for crypto could be that people are more and more interested in it. And you see Mars and Venus are also quite close together, so it's roughly one degree difference. And we do have also, if you observe it, it's not so easy to observe. We have Jupiter in a trine with the moon. It's not perfect, it's like a 5-degree orb, it's not really 11 degrees. But Jupiter is quite bringing optimism and expansion to the masses in regards to crypto topics. So crypto adoption would be more widespread. This is also something that we analyzed in the Rahu in Pisces series, in the sidereal Pisces. So I will link it if you didn't have a chance to look at it, which inspects the evolution of Bitcoin in the next roughly 1.5 years, and how this will be expanded more largely to the masses. So there is optimism, there is interest, and it will be also a trend up regarding the market cap due to the fact that Jupiter is involved, and Jupiter is also very close to the Yogatara of Aries. One of them, I think it's the Beta Arietes that was just crossed. I hope this info is useful for you and you are more optimistic looking towards the next week.
Can you tell us how the week will unfold for Bitcoin? Some key dates?
Oh, Greta, very good that you asked. You see, I almost forgot it. I promised to say something about BTC in particular and about the important day and key dates, as you put it, for the week. It's the beginning of the week. It's the 19th of February when the aspect is exact, but we have also 20th and other days that are, quite green, I would say. So if you are curious about it, you can book Patreon or Telegram for finding out the fashion style for BTC for the week and how the weather will be, so to speak, processed and lived. And what I want to say is the fact that what will happen now, it's a deja vu, it's history repeating, so to speak. It's a Uranus sextile Uranus aspect that took place already at the beginning of this year. It was exact on the 4th of January and it manifested on the 2nd. And then afterwards it was, if I recall correctly, on the 6th and also in the subsequent days. So this is the problem. The aspect is exact on one day, doesn't necessarily happen exactly on that day, especially if it's such a powerful long-term aspect. And you can look at it in order to better compute the targets. I hope this helps. And it's like around the today, as we see, we got a lot of movement upwards already before, and this happened, but not so early. The last time in January, if you would look at the chart, and then it happened especially after. So we can look forward to an interesting week. So again, the peak doesn't necessarily happen exactly on that day. Now, will BTC really comply with the nasty fashion style? It is to be seen. In any case, the movement is up again, and we have a strong bullish pattern, but it could be that we experience also some bumps on the road. Thank you so much for your attention, for liking and subscribing, and until next time, be joyful.